Have you ever wondered about the man who reshaped European history and left a lasting legacy? Join us as we delve into the remarkable life of Napoleon Bonaparte, exploring the triumphs and trials that defined his reign. Let's discover the fascinating facts that make him an enigmatic figure in today's history books. Number 10. His rise to power. Napoleon Bonaparte was born in Corsica in 1769 and rose through the ranks of the French military during the French Revolution. In 1799, he staged a coup d'etat and became the first consul of France. This marked the beginning of his rise to power, which eventually led to him becoming Emperor of the French in 1804. Number 9. He was a military genius. Napoleon was known for his military brilliance. He won many battles and conquered vast territories, establishing the French Empire. Some of his notable victories include the Battle of Austerlitz, the Battle of Jena Auerstedt, and the Battle of Marengo. His innovative tactics, such as rapid mobilization and mass conscription, revolutionized warfare during that era. Number 8. Napoleonic Code. Among his many achievements, Napoleon is also remembered for his legal reforms. He introduced the Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal system that influenced laws in many countries. The code emphasized equality before the law and protected individual rights. It served as the foundation for modern civil law systems and is still in use today in many parts of the world. Number 7. Continental System. Napoleon implemented the Continental System, an economic blockade aiming to weaken Britain economically and destroy its international trade. Unfortunately, the system had unintended consequences and led to economic hardships for the countries under French control, resulting in resentment and resistance against Napoleon's rule. Number 6. Cultural influence. Apart from his military and political achievements, Napoleon left a significant cultural impact on Europe. He promoted the arts and sciences, establishing various institutions and supporting artists, architects, and scientists. He commissioned the construction of iconic buildings like the Arc de Triomphe in Paris and the Vendôme Column. He also commissioned the Napoleonic Wars artists, producing numerous paintings and sculptures that showcased his military victories and established him as a symbol of power and prestige. Number 5. Educational reforms. Napoleon implemented significant educational reforms throughout France. He established state-controlled education systems aimed at providing education to all citizens, regardless of their social status. These reforms laid the foundation for the modern educational systems we have today. Number 4. Civil infrastructure. Napoleon was instrumental in the development of civil infrastructure across France. He initiated various construction projects, including the building of roads, canals, and bridges. One of his notable achievements was the construction of the Canal du Midi, which linked the Mediterranean Sea to the Atlantic Ocean and facilitated trade and transportation. Number 3. Code Napoleon and women's rights. The Napoleonic Code significantly impacted women's rights. While it enshrined concepts of equality before the law, property rights, and religious freedom, it also restricted women's rights in certain ways. For instance, it limited women's control over property and made them legally subordinate to men. Nevertheless, the code became a basis for future legal reforms and contributed to the advancement of women's rights in subsequent decades. Number 2. Exile and death. After his defeat at Waterloo, Napoleon was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic, where he spent the remaining years of his life. He lived in exile for 6 years until his death in 1821. His death gave rise to various theories and controversies, with some suggesting he was poisoned, while others attribute his demise to stomach cancer. Number 1. Downfall and legacy. Napoleon's empire faced a series of military defeats, most notably the disastrous Russian campaign and the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. He was eventually forced to abdicate and was exiled to the island of St. Helena, where he died in 1821. Despite his defeat, Napoleon's impact on European history cannot be understated. He left a lasting legacy in areas such as civil law, military strategy, and the idea of a united Europe. As we reflect on his complex legacy, we are reminded of the lasting impact one individual can have on the world. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Napoleon Bonaparte's remarkable life.